All right, everyone. Happy Saturday. Thank you for joining us for Atlanta News First Plus. We are, of course, talking all about the weather and, yes, what occurred yesterday and ultimately what to expect through the rest of this very cold weekend. I hope everyone was able to safely enjoy all the snow yesterday. We did get a few what we call preliminary snowfall totals, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But this was, of course, the big issue that we were watching for is the potential for sleet and ice accumulation that did start yesterday. Oh, by the way, hello, good morning. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi. I hope you are having a good morning, staying nice and warm and toasty. Let's talk about the weather now that I'll let you know who you are hearing there behind the graphics. Again, sleet and ice accumulation of upwards of 3/4 of an inch up in Hall County, up towards Gainesville, it looks like. This is all radar estimated, and we did start to get accounts of freezing rain, which is when rain falls and hits a frozen surface and essentially creates ice on the surface. We started getting reports of that last night. I'm sure a lot of trees in your area are icicles, and that could be leading to them leaning and falling onto power lines. So just know that we've been watching the power outages for you. You can actually see live numbers on our website, and GDOT is out, or GDOT. Georgia Power and also GDOT are out working really hard this morning to get everything restored to you and, of course, keep the roadways nice and safe, which I was out on the roads this morning. Didn't see any black ice, which is good. That doesn't mean there's none out there, but we did see some ice developing in parking lots that hadn't been traveled in. Also on the sidewalks, those were really icy. It looks like that the roadways were fairly cleared up, and if they weren't cleared up, they were just kind of slushy. So, use caution on them still, because driving on those slushy roadways are just going to be kind of like driving on wet roadways, right? So take it easy out there. Don't go fast if you need to make your way out today. And of course, we're encouraging people to stay home as crews continue to work on cleaning up all the mess left behind yesterday, even though it was a beautiful mess, wasn't it? So here's a look at some of the preliminary snowfall totals. And these are essentially snowfall totals that were reported from volunteers in the area. Maybe the National Weather Service got some photos from people with the ruler showing the snow depth. So these aren't official snowfall totals, but they're at least an idea of what some of these spots picked up. You could have gotten more than this, maybe even less than this. But in Dahlonega, about 5 inches of snow reported. Stone Mountain, about 4 inches of snow reported. Marietta picking up 3.5. Norcross, 3.5. Athens, 1 inch of snow. I will say I saw some pictures out of friends that live in Athens. I definitely think y'all got more than an inch of snow. But again, these are all preliminary. They are not official yet. And if we get any official snow reports, of course, we'll let you know. But inches and inches of snow fell. It's been a long time. 2018, I think, was the last time we picked up more than like 2 inches of snow across the area. So hopefully y'all were able to enjoy this before it, of course, started turning into that rain and sleet and freezing rain through the second half of the day. We saw lots of pictures and videos of you guys out enjoying it. So I really hope you were able to get out and tackle the day. Today, maybe a few quick passing flurries up in the mountains. We'll hold on to mostly cloudy skies through the morning into the early afternoon. I do think we'll start to see more sunshine in the afternoon hours. It'll also be a breezy day today, but with the extra sunshine, that'll allow temperatures to warm above freezing. So I do think that'll at least start to melt the snow with the sunshine and the above freezing temperatures. That'll allow some of that snow to start to melt, especially the thinner layers that are on sidewalks and stuff like that. Any of course, the shaded grassy areas, that'll take a little longer, but nonetheless, we will briefly go above freezing this afternoon before we quickly tumble back into freezing territory overnight tonight. So any extra moisture that's on the roads tomorrow morning, you just want to use caution with it, especially on bridges and overpasses. Again, on on-ramps and stuff like that, those can always be tricky. That's where I saw a lot of the spin-out crashes yesterday, was on the on and off ramps on the interstates. So any extra moisture that's left that didn't get evaporated by the sun or the wind today, or anything that didn't melt and refreezes overnight, could very well turn into some patchy, icy spots tomorrow morning. So if you're up and at it early tomorrow morning, just use caution. Some patchy fog could develop tomorrow morning as well, and then we'll warm well above freezing tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow afternoon, I do expect a lot of our ice to start to melt and all of our snow to start to melt. It's going to leave kind of that slushy mess behind, but I think a lot of our winter wonderland that you'll see if you step out right now, I mean, all the grass is still covered in snow, a lot of people's roofs and front yards. I think that'll probably come to an end tomorrow afternoon and into Monday. Now, beyond the weekend, we are looking at a pretty cold week. We'll be fairly mild on Monday, but we'll have another dip in the jet stream heading into late next week, which will cool our temperatures down. So leading into this upcoming week, as you're getting ready to go back to work and school, I mean, it's winter. You're going to want to keep the coats handy. Here's a look at those morning lows. Going into Monday morning, we'll be in the low 40s, so chilly, definitely not as cold as we have been. Upper 40s on Tuesday, and then we'll warm back into the low 50s for overnight lows Friday and Saturday, which has been warmer than our afternoon highs this week. So we'll have a little bit more of a mild week before temperatures potentially dip into next weekend. Next weekend, another weather system could roll through. That could bring us some rain and cool us back down. But keep the coats handy, or at least the jackets. I mean, after what we've been dealing with the last couple of days, you can probably handle the 40s in a light jacket, right? Your body's like, oh, we can handle it. It's not a big deal. But overall, no first alert weather days beyond today, which is good news. But we will be keeping an eye on some rain potentially rolling in next weekend beyond the 7-day forecast. You can see Friday, 20% coverage of rain. That could kind of start to kick off another weather system next weekend. But in the meantime, your first alert 7-day forecast looks like this. Cold for the weekend. We'll head into the 40s tomorrow afternoon after waking up in the teens and low 20s tomorrow. So maybe some patchy ice tomorrow. It'll be breezy today. I think we'll see sunshine this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies tomorrow after a foggy start. I do think we'll see patchy fog tomorrow. Maybe a shower on Monday. That'll be a weather system that's going to kind of clip the area, and you can see that gradually cools us into Wednesday with temperatures dropping into the low 40s on Wednesday. Mornings will stay in the 20s, so it'll be cold. I don't know what that graphic pulled from then, didn't it? Usually that morning lows graphic will show you what the morning lows are. These are your morning lows, so I don't know what that graphic was pulling from, but we're going to have to figure that out. Either way, cold mornings will stay in the 20s, so keep your coats with you. And then we'll head into the 40s throughout the afternoon. 50 Thursday, 53 Friday, which is going to feel like balmy by the time it's all said and done, right? 50s, that's going to feel great. Some of y'all might be out in shorts on Thursday and Friday. Just kidding. Don't do that. It's still chilly. Wear your jackets and stuff. But overall, mostly dry week, and it'll stay pretty cold. Highs in the 40s, mornings in the 20s, and we'll roll right along into next weekend as we potentially watch another weather system for next weekend. We'll keep you posted on the forecast, of course. Be very careful out there today. Again, I was out and about. Definitely some slushy roadways. I didn't run into any black ice, so that's good news. We were all through Sandy Springs. We went into Cobb County in the Cumberland and Smyrna area. Didn't run into any black ice there, as far as I'm concerned, with some of our reporters in other areas. They didn't run into any. I did also check with someone from Georgia State Patrol out in Villa Rica, so even in West Georgia, where they saw a lot of that sleet and snow earlier in the day, and it lasted pretty long into the afternoon for them. Apparently, they haven't had any issues on the roadways so far this morning as well. GDOT's just done a fantastic job of getting all that cleared up for you, getting those roads treated. But in your neighborhoods and stuff like that, it's definitely still slushy, so take it easy there. And just be mindful, especially if you're going for a walk today or anything like that. Maybe you're going to go check out the park in your neighborhood. The sidewalks definitely have a nice coating of ice on them, so take it easy. Take those nice steady steps if you're walking along the sidewalks today. All right, everyone, we'll continue to update you on your forecast on the First Alert Weather app. And, of course, to catch up with the day's news, huge story going on at the airport right now. Of course, it was a mess yesterday with all the cancellations. We're going to continue to update you on those throughout the day. If you do have a flight to take this weekend, you definitely want to be watching it because it does seem like it's pretty busy over at the airport as well. Make it a wonderful Saturday, and we'll catch you here next time, guys.